Good evening. Doing an English live today after a few days. So if you are joining for the first time, do subscribe to the channel. I plan to be regular. The reason I'm doing this live is this. We have seen how suddenly the new Chief Minister of Assam, Himanta Biswa Sarma, keeps on having one criticism after the other, one hit job by the leftist media after the other, one criticism, one painting him with a brush, the brush which liberals love the most, of fascism, of being undemocratic. And I started thinking, what has happened that Assam, which media never used to cover much, you know the reason? I think it was Rajdeep Sardesai or somebody else. No matter what happened in Assam, they would not cover it much by calling it the trinity of distance. They would say it's a trinity of distance, that the distance is so much. So under the Congress government, if something happened bad in Assam or some law and order problem happened or something happened which ordinarily would be covered by media, they will not cover it. They would not cover it and would call it, oh, it's too far, so we can't cover it. It's the tyranny of distance, so we can't cover it. And now suddenly, everything that happens in Assam becomes national news. Now it's no distance. Now it is not too far. Now it is not too remote. Now it is central. It looks like it's Jantar Mantar of New Delhi, that everything that happens there is covered here. So what is the reason? What is the reason that during Congress rule nothing was covered? Now everything is covered since the new chief minister. And why I believe after Narendra Modi, who as the chief minister of Assam faced the most onslaught by the media, the new chief minister is facing it of Assam. UP Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath also faces it. But in just 3 months or 6 months of being in government, election was May, seems like a lifetime ago. In just a few months, why so many hit jobs on Himanta Biswa Sarma? And the answer to that lies in the steps or the moves Himanta Biswa Sarma has made. First, I will explain three moves he's done, which are fundamentally changing Assam. Fundamentally. And to give a compliment, he has come from Congress, but he is like the Congress when Congress managed to rule India for so long. He knows how to govern. He knows how to implement his agenda by legal changes, by changes which will last, even if he is no longer the chief minister. I hope he wins. He is doing a great job. I hope he wins and wins and wins. But in elections, you never know. But the changes he brings, or the legal changes he's bringing, would be very difficult to reverse. This is what Congress used to do when Congress was at its best. BJP, unfortunately, is trying, but it has still not learned the art of those legal changes which are permanent and can permanently change the state or India. I'm sorry. That is something which BJP will have to learn more. Himanta knows it. First change. First change. We keep on discussing on TV channels that what is being taught in madrasas, what is the accountability, what is the syllabus being taught, are they giving modern education or are they run by extremist elements? What is being taught in madrasa? That is the question a lot of people have across India, right? Some would be good, some would be teaching things which will not be compatible with our constitution. Now, what does a normal leader do? He gives speeches, he gives bhashan, and nothing changes on the ground. What did Himanta Biswa Sarma do? Why is he becoming enemy number one? He makes a law, legal change, and says the state will not fund madrasas. Can you imagine a secular state? India is a secular state, right? That is what is brought in our constitution. Bharat was always secular. But the word secular was brought into the preamble to give a message of, we all know what the message was. So when you're a secular state, how are you giving money for religious education? And there were maybe 600 madrasas or something more. I don't remember the figure exactly. You can check it out. In Assam, funded by the government, 600 plus. That means thousands upon thousands upon thousands of students getting religious education, getting education which was in languages not of India, non-Indian languages. Yes, and taught syllabus which was not a modern syllabus or not compatible with a democratic constitutional republic. So he makes a legal change. He stops that funding. He converts them into modern government schools. That is a legal change which will last even if he is no longer the CM. Because now to refund it into religious schools by the government will lead to a political backlash, which any government will find difficult to do. Legal change, that's one. What's the second legal change? The beef ban within 5-kilometer radius of a temple. You have to appreciate the beauty of a good law. If he only banned beef, it would be, oh, he is doing this, Assam, so many people eat beef, it's a culture, this, that, would have been a controversial issue, right to life, right to food issue, court issue, judgments would have come, whatever the judgment would have decided, because beef ban is actually a part of our constitution. But it was a fight. What does he do? A beautiful drafted law, a beautiful concept. Within 5 kilometers of temple, he will do it. And when I think somebody posed this question to him, there are so many temples, 5 kilometers, what will be the area left? He said, it's good. So the how you present a thing, how you craft a thing is also a beauty. And that is a beautiful way of crafting it, which is what he did. So that's the second law. Now you see, he comes in May. He came in May. He crafts one law, stops Madrasah education. Education is very important. The right education can take you places. The wrong education can destroy you and society. So that is the one change. Second change, I told you, beef ban. Kitne mahine hue hain? A few months. And the third, which is now in dispute. Yes, there were police excesses. Yes, that is intolerable in any democracy. But do you know, he was evicting people from illegal occupation, from government land or Hindu graziers' land, Hindus' land for cattle, farming, whatever. And that order was passed 30 years ago. 30 years ago, the order was passed. So what does he do? A very legal thing. Implement a 30-year-old order. So somebody who June, July, August, September, in 4 months brings in 2 legal changes, implements a law which was on paper but it wasn't being implemented, is a man who the leftists, the Naxals recognize is making legal changes which hit at the root cause of the problem. Do you remember in CA what did Sharjeel Imam say? The person who was jailed? He said chicken's neck, which is a very small corridor, not very broad. That if 5 lakh people jam it, we can cut off the contact of Bharat from Assam and Northeast. Just 5 lakh people. What is 5 lakh people in a country like India? So those plans of the likes of Sharjeel Imam, which will happen with unchecked in flow from Bangladesh into Assam. Assam actually has no Hindu-Muslim problem. Let me tell you this. It has an Assamese identity versus Bangladeshis who keep coming there. That is the problem. Hindu-Muslim, no problem in Assam. They are about their identity as Assamese. That is the reality. And those changes, obviously predominantly Bangladesh, people of a particular religion are coming there. So this cocktail of the desire of the like of Sharjeel Imam to do a chicken's neck, snap India's ties, this demography is destiny, pipe dream, are systematically, I think, being cut by law as approved as constitutional under our framework by the chief minister, and that is why he has become a enemy number one, target number one, and you have to compliment him. I hope other states, even BJP ruled states, other states, so I hope everybody does it, implement it with the speed that he is. You know, in politics, a very common problem is people want to do these changes in the last 2 years. Why? I'll tell you why. They think people will feel we are doing the right agenda in the last 2 years. And yeah, this is true. I'll take some questions. And that they will do it in the last 2 years. People will become happy that they are doing these civilizational issues or nationalistic issues and vote for them. He is doing it in the first few months. That is impressive because when you do it in the first few months, you get the opportunity to implement it properly, which is very good. PR of anti-national center. Yeah. Oh, see, I was on Times now. I said this. You know what I said? I said PFI, whose name has come in the FIR for doing this violence in Assam. And I said PFI was called as a new face of SIMI by Kerala government in the High Court, not a BJP government. Then I said during Shaheen Bagh, Enforcement Directorate, BJP government in the power, said there is this 100 crore, 120 crore funding by PFI, that PFI is involved in Shaheen Bagh, then all the Delhi riots which happened. So I asked this question to BJP. If in early 2020 or late 2019, PFI was actively planning Shaheen Bagh and the Delhi riots later, the entire event, how come in 2021, that is almost 2 years after that, they are able to carry out an operation in Assam? That question has to be asked to BJP. That's a failure. In 2 years ago, if you are saying PFI did this, then how are they strong enough, operational enough, comfortable enough that they can carry out activity from Delhi? They did it in Delhi as per the ED case and other investigative agency statements and sources and media reports. And Assam, Northeast also, they can carry out an operation. So that failure, that question has to be squarely asked to BJP. That's absolutely to be asked to BJP. And if they run away from that, I don't want 6 months down the line, some other thing happens and PFI ne kiya tha, PFI ne kiya tha. What is the sense of that, yaar? PFI ne ye kar diya, PFI did this, PFI did that. When you know PFI is doing it, ban it, arrest the leadership, squeeze them out. 2 years. They can't do Delhi, Assam, both. Then I will ask the question, I'm sorry, to the people in power. They need to be asked the question then. That's as simple as that. As simple as that. But when it comes to Assam, I think he's pleasantly surprised me. I don't know about you, but he has pleasantly surprised me with just the legal way he is making systematic changes which appear to be permanent changes, because laws once implemented on ground, which are correct law, which the majority speak, but they can't implement the laws, is extremely difficult, even if you lose power, for the next government to change. That is the beauty of law. Now I will take some questions. Bureaucracy man. I don't know what the question is. Impressive explanation as always. Thank you. Do you think Himanta Biswa? Too early? Too early. And anybody who has the capability to become a chief minister has the capability to be the prime minister, in the sense that he can win votes. But it's too early. He, as I said, in first 5-6 months, he's thumbs up from my angle. What do you think? Do you think Himanta Biswa Sarma is doing a fabulous job? You could agree, you could disagree. My vote is he is doing a fabulous job. Top class. Top class. That's my view. And if you agree with the view, good. If you don't, then tell me reasons, and I will keep getting your questions. Oh, sorry. This is joining for the first time. Do subscribe. I will be more regular on English. I hear the complaint very often that I'm not regular in English. He is man of action. Hope other CMs follow his step. Yep. Best CM, great job. And I agree. He's doing a great job. He's not only doing cosmetic bhashanbazi. He's not doing bhashanbazi. He's doing concrete steps. That is extremely important, is what I think. Okay, let me take some questions. Issue, sir. Thank you. I don't know. What about Gujarat Legendary make them since Congress took some to the too early? I don't see BJP is very strong in Gujarat. BJP losing Gujarat means then it is in very deep trouble, but I don't think so that's happening right now. And it's too far. It's actually too far. Agree to disagree. He is doing what is expected from BJP. Yeah, Himanta is doing what is expected from BJP, but not everybody in BJP is doing what is expected from BJP. Let's be honest. That's why I said the man who does a good thing must be appreciated, complimented. That's my whole point. Can you please not do this? He's actually a leader in the making, or maybe he's already a leader. He's obviously already a leader. He's a chief minister of a state. He was a deputy chief minister. He's not a leader in the making. He's definitely a big leader, but even big leaders can become bigger leaders, and he's doing a great job. That's all I was saying. Obviously, he's a leader. I'm happy to say he's not a leader. What else? Story? No, not story session. Okay. Please wish my birthday belated. Hey, Baba, the day you have your birthday, that day you ask for a wish. What is belated? Happy birthday, anyways. Shri Vaishnavi, wishing you a great year ahead. आपकी मनोकामनाएं पूरी हो, सब बढ़िया हो. Anyways, thanks to all of you for listening, and I will try to be more regular here also. Take care. Good night. Bye bye.